Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter, asking the question, should you go to art school? Well, you know, that's one of those things I've thought about a lot. When I was college age, getting ready to go to college, I actually went to broadcasting school, and I was very fortunate. My parents paid to send me to school, and but there was one contingent that it wouldn't be art school. They knew I loved to be an artist, but they also wanted to make sure I was prepared for life and I'd be able to make a living when I graduated. So rather than a dicey art degree, I got a communications degree, and it was actually the school I went to, which at that time was called the New England School of Broadcasting, was in the same building as a business college, Husson. And so you did get some business college courses at the same time. So, you know, you were a little more prepared for life, I think. And your instructors, all of my instructors were people that were actually working in the field. Now, if you're in art school, chances are your instructor is someone who has gotten their master's of fine arts or their doctorate, and then they're teaching you, and they're not really in the trenches, I don't think. And having instructors that have never been down in the trenches, it's going to be very hard for them to advise you or make contacts for you to go out and get employed. Now, if you just want to go to art college, art school, just to learn how to paint and for the love and the enrichment of it, and you can afford it, and you know, you just do it for the love of learning, then I think it's a fabulous idea. If you are looking to get gainfully employed from an art school education, honestly, I would ask yourself if you could possibly be happy doing anything else for a living. Do that and make your art in your spare time, so you don't have to have the stress and the worry of selling your artwork or pitching ideas to clients or getting employed with your art, because it can be such a devastating experience. I have been lucky. I've been lucky. I don't have an art degree, and I was able to work as an art director at a nonprofit. And actually, the girl that was hired to be my assistant had an art degree, and she said, "Lindsay, I've learned more here for painting, in painting technique, sitting in your classes, than I did at college." And that just kind of shocked me, because it's like, you've gone through 4 years of school, you've paid probably near $100,000, and you feel like you've learned more here for free while you're being paid to work? That's crazy. And so it made me really question what the value of art school. And I just read an article this the other day in the Artist magazine. It's the brand new one that just came out, and it was talking about whether it's worth pursuing your Master's of Fine Arts. And they went through and they talked about, you know, there are few jobs. So if you're going for that Master's, it's a wonderful opportunity to work undistracted and to really focus on your artwork. It's a great personal growth experience, which I have no doubt. I mean, higher education is wonderful, but when you get out, the prospect of getting employed, if you can manage to find a job, you're probably going to be in some podunk university way out in the woolly wax, and even then you're going to have a lot of people in line ahead of you for a job. And I just found that to be so frustrating. I mean, I don't know, I think if I was at college and I was accepting people in, I would want them to know right off the bat, listen, your chances of employment are this, and come and learn, and we will love to teach you, but just so you know, you might want to have a backup. So that's, I get very very passionate talking about art school as a possibility, because you don't want people to come out of school with $100,000 worth of debt and no job prospects. I mean, these kids coming out of school can't buy a house because all of their credit is tied up in their student loans. That is heartbreaking, and it takes so long to pay that back. So I think you should really think really hard whether you want to go to art school or not. If you love to paint and it's enjoyable and it's your passion and you want to keep it pure, you may be better off getting a job doing something completely different and then painting for your own pleasure, and not have to worry about making a living from it. Now, like I said, I have been lucky, but I know more people that have graduated with an art degree that can't get a job in the art field, and they're working retail. Well, there's nothing wrong with working retail, absolutely not. I mean, a job's a job, and I worked at Radio Shack while I was going to college, and I loved it. It was fun, but I was happy to be able to move on from that. I would be very discouraged if that's the only job I could get after going through school. But you know, if you're going to college, you should be able to get a job in your field. So, you know, I just weigh those things. There's so many ways to continue your education through workshops and classes. There's so many opportunities that, you know, you don't have to just, you can look at different types of avenues for your ongoing learning opportunities through life. I think we should always keep on learning, but I think we need to be especially shrewd when we choose whether or not to go to college for a particular a particular genre. So if you're thinking about art school, you might want to think about maybe taking the art classes part-time and maybe taking some business courses, because if you are going to be an artist, you're going to be a freelance artist, you're going to work for yourself. Most artists are self-employed. You're going to need those business skills. Make sure, if you do decide to go to art school, make sure you can support yourself and you're not just stuck with $100,000 worth of student loans and no job prospects when you get out. So that's my opinion. You know what? The only time a lack of a of a Master's of Fine Arts or Fine Arts degree has ever hurt me was when I was in my early 20s and I had approached a gallery and they loved my work and they were saying, oh, this is wonderful. Now, where did you go to school? And I said, well, I went to broadcasting school. And I told them the name of the college and they said, no, where'd you go to art school? So I didn't go to art school, and this gallery owner's husband was art professor, and she's, oh, well, I'm sorry, we can't have you work in our gallery. And I said, you just said you loved it. Why can't you hang my work up? Well, you see, and well, you see, because that's how I feel awful, but she's very snooty, and she goes, well, you see, we charge thousands of dollars for the paintings in our gallery, and we take 50% of that, and we have to justify to our clients why they're paying that much for the artwork. And I said, well, I can't imagine looking at a painting and saying, well, where did that person go to school? I'm not going to know if I like that painting until I know how educated the person was that painted it. It was such baloney, and that's the only time I ever had a problem with not having an art degree and working in art-related fields. I've had my work published in prestigious painting magazines, and they never asked, where'd you go to college? They don't care. So whether it's important for you to have that degree to get employed as an artist, it really isn't, unless you're going to be a teacher. You do have to have certain degrees and credentials to be art teachers, but to be a painter, no, you just need to paint. You just need to know how to paint. You need to go, and I really just think you should paint. If you want to be a painter, you gotta paint. You gotta paint. That's it. I don't know if this vlog helped anybody. I don't want to dissuade anybody from pursuing their dreams. I want you to be shrewd. I want you to be smart. I want you to make sure you can support yourself if you do decide to go to art school. Especially in the United States, our higher education costs are crazy. I know in other countries, your government might pay for you to go to school, and that is fantastic. Then go for it, I say. But if you are taking out loans, you're paying out of pocket for your college education, you got to make sure that you can recoup that investment just like anything else. Well, anyways, that's my vlog for this week. I hope you found it helpful. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, or if you think I'm totally off my rocker, leave a comment. Let me know. Give me a thumbs down then, I guess. I don't know. I'd love to hear what you think. I know there's a lot of kids out there that are looking to go into art school. I know there's a lot of adults that are looking about going back to school. So tell me what you think. I really want to know. Have a great time, great day, and as always, happy crafting.